This meeting is being recorded.
So welcome to my fitness podcast. I have amazing guest, Beth Feraco. Beth, I'm honored to have you in my podcast. Could you tell me a little bit about yourself? I'm excited to do this. So tell a little bit about yourself, who you are, if somebody doesn't know you yet, who you are, what you are doing, where you're living, and a little bit background about you.
All right. So my name is Beth Feraco. I have online coaching business called Beth Feraco Fitness. I live in Maine, so I live really, really far up north, and it's cold. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, and I have a son who's 10 years old. And I'm a recovering alcoholic. I used to drink a lot, so that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah. So how that's a little how tell me a little bit about your alcoholism. How you became coach? Like what made you make a change?
So what happened was I'll tell, like, the defining quitting moment for me was when I was at a barbecue in the summer of 2015, and I drove home after having like a bottle plus of wine with my my stepdaughter and my son. And of course, no one was hurt, right? But that could not have been the case. So I woke up, I didn't really remember much, and I was like, something needs to change. So of course there was other events that led up to this. I was, hiding alcohol from my husband. It was just really bad, like drinking every night. I always would be like, I'm going to quit. So I would, stop drinking for a little bit, and then I would drink again. It was just, I could never just stop. So I decided to go to AA because that was pretty much my last resort at that time. I knew I needed help. I couldn't do it on my own. So I decided to go there. I went there every day for a year. From there, I met some people. We started working out early in the mornings, meeting at 5:30. My AA meeting was at 7. So I would go work out with them outside, like boot camp type stuff, and then go to my AA meeting. But the girl that I was doing the boot camp stuff with, she ended up getting another job somewhere. So we couldn't work out together. And I was like, what am I going to do? So a gym opened up near me, and I joined the gym. I started taking classes there. From there, I actually started working at the front desk. They were hiring for a front desk person. So I worked at the front desk. And then from there, my boss at the time, Hunter, asked me if I would like to become a personal trainer. He thinks I would be a really good coach. And I was like, yeah, actually, that'd be awesome. So I started interning. And then, from interning there, at the same time, that's when I discovered Jordan Syatt. So I joined the inner circle. And from there, I started like my own weight loss journey. And I started, I took my first certification was nutrition, because I was really, really interested in that. And I knew from listening to Jordan that nutrition was like the driver of fat loss, right? So I was like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. So I got certified in nutrition. And then from there, I got certified in my personal training cert and all that stuff. So that's kind of like where that started. And the one-on-one coaching business started right before COVID. I was like, I want to do something that I can do on my own, that if something was to happen to my husband, God forbid, I would be able to support me and my family. My father passed away when I was really young, 18 years old, 4 days before graduating high school, and left my mother with three children, and she lost the house, we went bankrupt. It was really devastating to our family. So I just wanted to make sure that for me, I didn't want to be put in the same position that she was. And then, I joined the online mentorship where you were in there as well, right? And that's kind of how we met. And so here I am now.
Oh, that's amazing story. How were you like, how long you were alcoholic? Like how long now when you look back for that time of your life, how long it took? Like how long it was part of your life?
It really started in my late 20s, I have to say. I was bartending in Los Angeles at a really popular bar, and we just started drinking, and really I never really dealt with my father's death. So I think
Mhm.
it really stemmed from that time, 18, but it's a progressive disease. So it
Mhm.
wasn't something that I had a real issue with, but I was always like a partier, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I
No,
like to
no.
have fun.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Because that's something like what is like. I'm originally, I come from Finland, and we have I'm my background is I'm ex ice hockey professional, and I see with a lot of like one of my best friends, they have huge problems with the alcohol, with the drugs, especially after finishing career, and usually there is something like some kind of trauma. What is actually the real reason, and if you are not addressing it, or you don't find other ways how to do it, so that's kind of interesting to know, like how it's for each person, how it's affecting and where it's coming from. So how was it in your case? Like how were you was fitness part of your life before you said that now it's enough is enough, or?
Yeah, I think fitness has always been a part of my life. Actually, when my father passed away, I moved to Arizona, and I actually went to college to study nutrition, which is funny, right? I wanted to be a nutritionist. So I actually went to Mesa College in Arizona, but I just wasn't ready at that time. I was still grieving. I ended up moving to California. I quit school. So it kind of came to full turn, that suddenly, like, here I am, 17 years old, going to school for nutrition, and now I'm actually doing it like 20 years later.
Yeah, no, that's what is. It's funny, like that. You never know what is happening in life. Like probably you had like several careers in between. Like when you were 70, you thought that nutrition could be something what is interesting, but then it was not. It took like 30 years before it actually came your profession or your job.
Yep.
And so then when you became coach, like how was it, like who was you I'm sure you remember your first clients, and how were you were working at the gym, right, first?
Yeah, I was teaching in person, so I was I taught group coaching classes and small group personal training. So how the classes were set up was, of course, like group fitness, and then small group personal training was more like a group of like maybe like 5 to 8 people. So they had like individualized programming that they did every 4 weeks. We, of course, like progressive overload. So that was a way to teach more people. We couldn't really do like the barbell stuff in the group fitness. So we had to have, the smaller group for that. And then I did like one-on-one personal training as well. So we have like a different options at the gym for everybody.
Yeah, no, that's kind of same what I have. I never actually worked at the gym. I was like, obviously from my background, I was a little bit. I had when I was professional ice hockey player, I was lucky to have like a world champion, world record holder as my coach in the powerlifting. So and we trained a lot, but I never, and obviously at the gym too, but I never worked at the gym. I started here doing like kind of same things than you with the group coaching. Obviously, we don't have so much access to on like different weights or barbells or something, but it's methods are same. Even if you use resistance bands, you use dumbbells, or you use whatever you have access to. But that's funny. Like, and I think it's necessary. Like, if you want to become a coach, like, because now what you see in social media, that online coaches, if you have never worked with some person in person, like actually seeing how people are doing those things, it's you have no idea what they are doing. Like, and I'm how you feel? Because I'm pretty sure, like, if my clients now, if I'm like, how things have shifted, like you have probably, I'm sure you have also clients from all over the world, right?
Yep.
So you are not there in person with that client, but if you know that they are telling you something that when I'm doing deadlifts or I'm doing rows or whatever exercise planks, that it's some part of your body is hurting, or you are not sure if it's correct. So you have kind of idea right away what it's going to be and what could be the possible reasons, or if you have like now you have possibilities for coaching clients that they send short videos and you give tips how to improve for them. So that's
it's important for sure. If you're going to be an online coach, you should probably work with some people in person first, for sure. It really just helps to see how the human body moves, and everyone moves differently.
Yeah, and that's like coaches. It's so hard. Like even you think like I recognize it myself when I do some exercise. Even how it should be, but you are kind of not sure if you are doing it correctly. It's the best way is to like actually film yourself and then evaluate and see how you are actually doing yourself those exercises, and then you see like that I had like a deadlifts. I had a little bit pain in like a month ago, and I was like, I have all my cues. And then when I took a short video, I realized that there was something like when I started that my back was a little bit rounded and I didn't have tension. So it's those like filming yourself. It's so crucial for exercise technique and seeing what is going on. Because if you don't have Miro, you can use Miro if you have access to, but best way is still to film yourself from different angles.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So you have grown a lot with your social media, and you have how many? You have over 500,000 followers. And
that's crazy.
That's crazy. Like if you think where did you started, like when did you started doing social media? A couple of years ago?
Yeah, probably. Was it the same time? Were you in the mentorship with Jordan?
Yeah, I think
gave us that TikTok challenge, right?
Yeah.
Make a TikTok video every single day. I haven't fucking stopped.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm still. I think I haven't had a day off since that. Like there are some days I'm not filming every single day. I repost then some of my older videos. Like if you do 2 or 3 of them every single day, it's not. If you reuse some content what you have posted a couple months ago, they are still same. So that's something what I do myself. Obviously, people are not watching all the time. I try to do as much new and answer questions like you do. But what was the like when you started, like when you started to believe that that you can actually help or people, or was there some like what was the have you had a moment like that there was some like maybe your first viral video or something and you were like, holy shit, what is happening, what is going on?
Yeah, I mean, viral videos are crazy, like my first viral video is pinned, I think, on my page. And it was at first, before that viral video, I was like struggling with content, because you get in your head, you get imposter syndrome. You're in the beginning of like filming. You're like, oh my God, am I doing this right? And I watched a Gary V video. It was like, just press record and just talk. Just do it. Like, don't think about it. Just do it. So I just did that, and whatever came out of my mouth, and I just pressed send. And I think I gained like my first 10,000 followers from that video. And it was really like, oh my God, like that was kind of overwhelming. But then you're like, wow, okay, I'm just going to be myself. And that's the best feeling, right? Not to try to like overthink it, which I did so many times. Like, should I not swear? Should I not say this? It's like, okay, just completely be yourself and see what happens. And it works.
Yeah.
So that's what I do now. Just press record.
Yeah, no, because that's exactly how I feel. Obviously English is for me, it's not the first language, so I struggle if I like sometimes when I talk I come like what I should say, but it's not like, because you are like, I'm sure that if you could like, I know that we could keep going like this chat for hours now, like talk with some fitness and nutrition, and that's the problem. Like we are both in kind of fitness bubble, and I was funny. Like one of my client on Monday this week asked a question about dieting and weight loss, and she said that what should she do? Should she cut how much calories she should cut, or can she take protein? like she want to see that scale is moving like really fast. She have her date when she have to be on that scale weight, like and it has to go fast. And then I was like that. I started to talk, and I realized that she was not ready to get the 1 hour answer from me. That why she's not calories so low.
Right.
No, because that's so funny. Like it was like what you have, how you have like have you ever done some fat diets yourself?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh yeah. I've done a 14-day like fast. 14 days, right? Oh
Yeah.
I've done like the HCG diet, which completely wrecked me. I've tried to do like the Whole30, paleo, keto. I've literally done them all. And I think a lot of my fad dieting was within my addiction, right? So I would be like, I'm going to do this because I'm not going to be able to drink. It was almost like the drinking and these fad diets were connected. So I would try to do something extreme on one end to quit drinking, which was completely toxic. And then I would stop the diet and, start drinking again.
Yeah.
and then I would be like, okay, what's another diet where I don't have to drink? So that was my like twisted diet history, really just, like most people, but mine had alcohol on the other end of it as well.
Yeah, no, because that's what I like. If you talk with the people, they have. If you are like we are both let's say between 40 and 50, right? We are not teenagers anymore. We are not. We have had like a lot of experience from coaching with the different people with different ages, and especially women, like men also, but especially women. When if you have, I don't. There are very few amount of people who are over 40 and have never done any diet.
Right. Yeah.
And most of them are like they are. It's coming January. It's coming maybe now at this time. If you are somewhere where you have summer in a couple of months, now it's time to start. You have 2 months time. You have 3 months time, or maybe it's the time is after summer that you let it go, and now you want to lose something. Like at least here where I live in Italy, I can see 3 different times of the year: after summer, after Christmas, and now around this time, like in the kind of spring when snow is melting, it's starting to get first time a little bit warmer. Those are like here when people are usually motivated to get started something.
Yeah, you're right.
And then when they are starting, like then they're like, I need to go fast. I have 2 months time. Need to get the scale moving. So what is your? I know we think same way many things, but what you tell for somebody who is thinking now to start diet at this time and have a goal that you have to lose weight, scale weight in for next 2 months or maybe you have only 1 month time. What you would say?
I would say that, okay, well, first off, like that's kind of an unrealistic goal, right? So we're doing this for lifestyle change for the long term. Like this is not a short term thing. And I think like Eric Roberts said in one of his stories, I remember it's like, okay, well, you should have planned better next time. You know what I mean? Like you can't like wait, like have like put a timeline on it. Like, oh, I'm going to do this in a month. It just doesn't work that way. It's unrealistic. And so, we would take the obviously long-term approach, and also realizing that fat loss and scale weight loss are like 2 different things. And you talk about that a lot as well. And people are so hyper-focused on a weight rather than like their habits.
Yeah, no, that's I think exactly same. You said it so well. It was so funny. Like I had one of my, I worked, it was last year, Skylar. I just posted my Instagram stories because I was just thinking about her. Like she started, it's a like quick story how she came to me. She contacted me because she was taking part for weight loss competition. And she had a date, like a 60 days from today. She had to be, I don't know, 143 pounds or whatever. And that was like kind of unrealistic. Like she didn't have too much to lose. And I said that, okay, I can get you there. But but honestly, it's not going to be. You will be on that day. You will be on that scale weight. I promise you that. And but how we started, I was not honest with her in the beginning. I said that we will get there. We take it slowly, step by step, and. And she started strength training, what she never did before. Started to eat more protein, and understanding that those like kind of all or nothing mindset, that it's not all or nothing, or if you are actually craving something, that you should most likely you are eating too little, that you should actually add something before trying to restrict too much, and then wondering like that why you can't take it anymore if you can't resist starving yourself like that.
Yeah.
And quick story, like story bit shorter, like she made it. Like it was first she was missing like 4 days, I think, and she needed to lose 9 pounds weight. And I said that no problem, we will get you there. And that's like basically there are like I have several friends who are doing like a kind of wrestling or those kind of like where you have to be on that one day. You have to get your scale weight down that you can enter for competition. And I was talking with many of them, and they told me exactly what to do. And so we did basically removed all water weight from her body, and she got to that stepping on the scale. She finally reached her goal weight. So she made it. She won. There was a lot of money on the line, so she won that even that money. And actually, I did a podcast episode with her. So if you are interested to listen to the whole story, that's an amazing story. Like she said that because she actually obviously she gained weight back later on, but she said that was the worst feeling she had when she reached actually her weight loss goal. And that was the best story. And now actually she messaged me a month ago that we worked like it was last summer, and she actually she's becoming a coach now herself. And
that's
she started strength training. And I said that kind of stories, you know, when you shift somebody's mindset from not doing just some orange theory classes like group coaching, no really strength training, and you get them to do strength training, understanding that weight loss, going from those fat diets, yo-yo diets away, and becoming coach for this from them to themselves. That's, I was like that, holy shit, this kind of things. I have no idea, but it felt so great and so happy to get that kind of change and a way like how she was, because usually those weight loss goals, they are some memory from some old time, like maybe, I don't know, you had your 20s or something, like you remember you weighed 140, like for her it was like 143, and at that weight she was feeling good. Or maybe she had I think she had even some favorite dress or jeans or pair of pants where she was fitting her favorite, and since then she haven't been able to use them. And that is something like because I'm sure you have also, like all women have some part of in some dress or pants or something what you have in your closet, and you haven't thrown away, that it's too small, but maybe at some point you have never given that hope away.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine wanting to be like my 19-year-old, 20-year-old weight. Like, and I've been that before. I mean, I think it was like 120 pounds. I'm like 140 now. It's like, but I wasn't strength training then at all. You know, just pretty much not eating.
No. No, because that's how it is, like that with the strength training, like how, tell me a little bit, like when you were not strength training, why you, because I want to hear from your press, like what do you think, like why you were not strength training? Were you scared that you will gain too much muscle mass, or for what?
I grew up in the time where like cardio was like the thing, right? So I was doing like kickboxing cardio, you know, the one of those step classes, you know, that kind of stuff. So I really wasn't in that that world. Like I didn't really know much about it. So I did what I knew and I thought was like, you know, going to get me to where I wanted it to be. And all I really focused on was that number on the scale. Always, always was like, I was obsessed with like being like 120 for so long. Yeah. It's a hard concept to transfer over, you know, just like, okay, like strength training is where you're going to see actually your body composition change.
Yeah. And it's not, you might actually, that scale is maybe not going as down as you would like.
Down, right?
Yeah. No, because that's exactly, but that's, I think that's, but were you scared to get too bulky or?
I don't think I actually ever was. Maybe because I was surrounded by people that were like in the fitness industry. But once I started strength training, I just really loved it. Yeah. So there was that, like getting stronger and then noticing muscles pop. Like before I was kind of like skinny fat and I always wanted to be that toned look. Right, I hate that word. But, you know, always wanted to look like that, but never knew how to obtain that. Thinking starving and doing tons of aerobics was the way to go. But once you start strength training and you get stronger, you start to see like your body change in ways that you've never experienced. That is game changer.
Yeah, no, because that's exactly how I feel like that most of the women they are scared to use heavier weights. They are like when I work with a lot of like for my group coaching sessions. I think at least 90% of clients are women, and the problem is with women is that they are never ever have using heavy enough weights or resistance. That you know they are that it's hard, it's enough, but then when you give them harder and say that you don't, if you can't do it, if you can't do whole 15 reps or 10 reps, do 5 and leave it, but use heavier, and then they're yeah, I can do it, and it's like really that they should, most women need to push themselves a lot more because they are stronger than they
oh my god. Yeah, if you can carry like baby carriages and bags of groceries and your 2 kids on each hip, you know, you can lift some heavy weights. And I know from like teaching group classes, everyone would always stick to like the 10 and 15 pounds, right? Yeah. They never wanted that's like the go-to weight. It's like, no, that's moving really easy. You need to up it a little bit, right? It's not supposed to feel like unicorns.
Yeah, and what I'm sure you see this exactly same what I see when you are in group classes. You go, women, they go there, they pick, what do you take? Okay, I take same, you know, and
right.
Yeah, it have to be same, and that's why like now I have learned a trick how I get them. Like if I saw some exercise, I use, let's say I use resistance bands. I have different strength, like how what kind of colors or something, and when I show the exercise with the kind of hardest color or hard enough, most of the people they are taking exactly same color what I'm showing, and that's I learned, and then when there's what color should I take, I say always a little bit harder than maybe they are able to use, at least in your first set, a little bit harder weight or more weight, and then reduce on second one if it's too hard. Then it's okay to reduce, but not do first one with lighter one and say that I could do a lot more. Then you are kind of, you could get a lot better results in a short period, or like with less time.
Yeah.
So what is then when you work with the women and for strength training, like what you could say that if somebody is have never done strength training, what are the benefits like that, who are scared of being bulky or getting too much muscles, what you could tell for some person like that?
Well, at first I would be, let them know that the importance of strength training and maintaining muscle, and especially as you get older, right? Like you don't want osteoporosis or sarcopenia. Also, your metabolism is higher when you start strength training, and also just moving better. Like I think people don't think about like when they get older, like getting up and off a couch or walking up the stairs, like all these movements are a foundation of like, let's say like a deadlift, like picking up something off the floor, right?
Mhm.
Or like sitting on a couch, kind of like a squat. So just knowing that doing those movements are going to make your life infinitely better in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because that's it. That's exactly, and the way how you are feeling it, the way I have one like, or one of my one-on-one clients who I train personally, and she said the biggest thing was like to get those, like she was always kind of that, like I think most of the women who are like that, they are doing some app workouts, maybe something for their glutes, like with some bands what you see in TikTok or in YouTube or in Instagram, you see those short workouts, and then she was never strength training her whole body. And when she started to strength train whole body, and it was like always like that the abs, most women are training way too much ab exercises. But when she started actually to strength train, and then she was also like those things like that, getting up from bed, that you earlier when she didn't have that strength, she had to kind of roll her out from bed.
Right.
And now she's kind of doing like a sit up, getting up, and that's like that's something like totally some new movements what you have never been able to do. And those kind of movements what you need, like you need to, let's say lunge or something, you need to pick up something from the ground, or you have to move some heavy objects, or like if you have to open your like some doses or something, and you have that strength, and you don't have to ask some help.
Yeah.
And that's like,
yeah, it feels good to do everyday tasks and not to, I can carry my 10-year-old son up the stairs. That feels really good, right? I'm almost 50 years old, right? I don't want to be that person that is inactive and, can't hike or just walk my dog down the street because I'm out of breath.
It's exactly those like everyday things what you are able to do. Like it's my, like for many people, like I don't enjoy doing actually, or I'm not enjoying that much doing strength training, let's say that way, that there are some other forms of exercise I enjoy doing more, but I love those results what you get.
Yes.
That's the biggest benefit of strength training. Even it's not a lot, but say 2 to 3 times a week, or depending, like if you get 1.5 hours in, that's probably enough to see some progress, or at least maintain your current muscle mass. And that's when you get that in, you will love those end results. And usually those are that you are getting those results what you are actually chasing.
Yeah. And for the people that think that you're going to get bulky, that it's so hard to do. I've been strength training for 5 years. You have to be really vigilant at that. And the people that you see on these Instagram, they've been doing it for a long time. It's their fucking life, right? So.
Yeah, no, because that's what I say to also for women, like if they are like that. But if I get too bulky, I don't want. If you see from mirror at some point that you are getting bulky, stop doing it. Then you have permission to stop strength training. If you see that you are looking like some Arnold Schwarzenegger or some bodybuilder from mirror, then stop strength training. But until up to that point, if you don't, because there are so many people who are actually trying to do that, but they are not able to do it. So don't be afraid to do strength training. So that's about what is like for when you do your strength training programming, like what kind of programs. That's what like I know you are not posting a lot of content of like example strength training or something, like I'm exactly same. I'm not we are not doing too much different workouts, but what kind of workouts you are recommending, or is there a reason why you are not posting any workout tips if you do so much social media?
Yeah, good question. I think I don't, because when I do, I have before, right? because there's a lot of nuance to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what people don't understand. So when I would post like, move, you get all the people,
Yeah.
well, that's not how you do it that way. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stick with what I really, really love. Like, I'm not like in the gym, like, doing tutorial videos all day. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm more, my passion is like nutrition and mindset. And of course, strength training is a big part of it, but it's never been like, for me, like my focus of things to talk about. So
Yeah.
I've kind of stayed away from those for
Yeah.
that reason, just because of I guess the gym bro stuff,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like my thing too. Maybe I need to like maybe do more of that kind of stuff. But also, I think maybe it's like access to equipment and lighting and being able to do that kind of stuff. So there's that too. I also have someone that does all the strength training programming on my team that he loves to do that. So he does like the programming, and it's all like, obviously programmed every 4 to 6 weeks on based off progressive overload. There's always like a main compound movement, like a deadlift, squat, bench, overhead press. And then we do like superset type stuff that help with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because that's exactly how I feel also, like that. It's kind of that stuff. I'm sure what you are doing or what your team is doing, it's same than what I do. Like those things what actually work, they are so basics. So like that, there is not like, if you look now, you watch some workouts from YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, they are like something like they are jumping, like doing some random app exercises, doing some weird what nobody haven't seen, that you try to figure out like some new ways to do some movement, what is nobody is using, and it's that you get some attention, when in reality it's kind of boring, like that you do squats, you do bench press, you do push-ups, you do shoulder presses, you do deadlifts, and it's basically, I think, let's say 15-20 exercises what you are repeating with different variations. You do squats, you do one time it's a goblet squat, one time it's a front squat, one time it's a back squat, it's just different variations of squats. Same thing with the deadlifts. You do one times, maybe you do sometimes sumo deadlifts, sometimes it's Romanian deadlift, some it's just different variations. You change for bench press, you change, sometimes you do inclined bench press, but movements are same. So it's what actually works is boring, but
that's the
those
thing. And we're not going to make a million videos doing the same thing, right? And also, like, you don't want to do the workouts that we're doing. Like, it just doesn't work like that. Like, this isn't Beachbody or
No, what about those, like I'm sure so many people are asking, like, is there some YouTube workouts, or what you recommend? Like, what you would say for those people who are doing workouts from YouTube or following some TikTok workouts?
They're not going to see the results. It's good that they're moving, right? I think that's important. Because they're doing something. But if you're doing it to see like a result, like gaining muscle and things, you really need a program that you're sticking with the same movements and getting stronger at those same movements over time, right? And when you're doing those random workouts, you're not able to up the weights all the time. You have no idea what you used for this one exercise last time. And so you're not, building muscle over time doing that.
Yeah. No, that's what I love to answer if somebody's asking, like, if you are complete beginner, you are starting your fitness journey, or you haven't been training for at least a year. Basically, for first, let's say 6 months, it doesn't matter what you do. You start. You will see a lot of progress when you pick some workouts with it's kind of that you train your whole body. You have upper body, you have lower body, you have everything. But programming, it doesn't matter. You will see progress because you are newbie. You will get huge results or a lot of results. But then problem is that more advanced you get. So if you are starting to like it's getting harder to see that progress. And when you are then it starts to matter. Like it's same kind of with everything, you know. If you are starting to track your nutrition, you don't have to be perfect to hitting your protein or calories, you know. It's just a little bit, you will see a lot of progress. But then more advanced you get, then more it makes difference what kind of workouts, how your programs are done, how if you are planning your workouts, you are doing like kind of every day deciding what you are going to do, instead of having like a proper program, what you are following for, let's say 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, or which is usually even on different phases. That what I love to use for my clients is that each phase is different focus, like that you focus on your maximum strength, you focus on endurance or hypertrophy, adding some muscle size. So those it obviously it's everything is individual, and it makes so much more difference, and especially for women, if you are, or there are many men also, that if you are not, you should track your workouts, so you are seeing that you are actually making some progress. So because if you are using those same 10-pound dumbbells every single time, at least you should be doing more reps if you don't have access to more weight.
Yeah. In fact, me and Matt Fit, or Matt Vandelar, we're starting a Patreon on Friday. Really? We're launching up. You heard of Patreon? So, you know, I'm sure you get this question, like, what do we do for workouts? Where do we start? So this is a way for us to like help people on like a lower level and collaborate together. So actually you'll be able to get like monthly workouts for like $5 a month. So that's something cool. Like if you don't know where to start, whoever's watching or listening, you know, we're going to be starting that. So it's a way to give back free workout, or not free, monthly workouts for $5. And then they get like a monthly challenge.
No, I love that idea. That's amazing. So tell a little bit more, like what kind of service, what is that including?
So it's like a membership site. So it's called Patreon. And so me and Matt are collaborating. It's going to be called Cut the Crap, based off our podcast. So it's like a podcast collaboration. And it's a way for the community to give back to us, and we can give back to them. So there's going to be different tiers. There's like a $5 a month membership for the workouts that are going to be every 4 weeks, new workouts, strength training. And then there's going to be a monthly challenge, like off building healthier habits over time. And then the next tier, if you wanted for $10 a month, you get those same two things, the workouts and monthly challenges, but we have access to a ton of recipes that are actually like low calorie, high protein. They are designed by a professional chef who is also certified in nutrition. And so I have actually, it's in collaboration with the gym that I used to work at. The guy that does their, you know, recipes and lower calorie, higher protein, family friendly meals that I teach cooking classes at. We're going to have access to their portal, which is really, really cool. So it's like another one. Everyone's like, what do I eat? So we're going to have that. You'll get your workouts, recipes, monthly challenge for $10 a month. So it's super exciting.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's actually what I have kind of same thing. It's my membership. I'm not promoting it a lot of in my social media, but I have there, like I have my own workout nutrition app, everything basically what my one-on-one coaching clients are getting. Like you have exactly same information available. Maybe not exactly everything, but the difference is that if somebody is like want to learn themselves, you have everything like courses from nutrition, where to get started, how to track calories, how to you have workouts. I think I have created what I have been doing myself, the best workouts what I have used for my clients. You have every kind, like a kind of 4 different goals for different equipments. I have, I think, 20-30 programs, and each program have like 3-4 phases, so there are like over 100 different workouts. So those are what I love to use, and it's also my membership. It's costing €40 a month, and if somebody is interested, I will put the link for show notes in this podcast episode, and if you have a link for your then let me know that I can get for you and Matt's thing that people can check it out. So definitely that's something to check. So just get started and following a real strength training program. I think that's the common message that get really like some. You don't have to pay a lot, but to have some kind of accountability, because that's the hardest part, having some accountability and group and weekly challenges, what helps you to take action and keep going when especially when things are hard.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
So that's what you tell then for people. Like I got a question here on live that is swimming better than gym? What is like what do you think about those comparisons? Like what is the best days? What is better? What you're supposed to be doing? Like if you for training, like if let's say your goal is fat loss, what is the best training, or what you're supposed to be doing?
What is your goal? You know what I mean? I think that's the number one thing. I don't think like one thing is not really better than the other. Like, do you want to get better at swimming? Do you have a competition? Like, what is First, not like nutrition is number one when it comes down to everything. So if you're thinking about fat loss, like focus on nutrition. Building muscle would be in the gym, and swimming is a great overall full body like cardiovascular movement, or so I think they can be both in combination with each other.
No, I love to. This is a question what I'm sure you get it a lot too. I love to say like the answer that what is the one thing what you can imagine to do 5 years from now, and if goal is for fat loss, some form of resistance training that you should have that should be like, I would say it doesn't matter like 2 times a week. If it's like, let's say 1.5 hours per week, if you don't have that much time, it can be a bit less, but let's say ideally at least 1.5 hours, and the rest you should do some cardio, train your heart, but it really depends what you actually enjoy, what goals you have. So it don't have to be. There is not what is the better, gym or swimming, or is jump roping better? If you enjoy doing it, it makes you being consistent. That's the best way to do it, because consistency matters more than doing something perfectly for a couple of weeks.
What do you love and what can you be consistent with, right?
So what you enjoy doing? Like I'm interested to know, you said you are going to hiking or something. Are you doing some hikes?
Katahdin at the end of August in Maine. It's the highest mountain in Maine. So it's about it's over 5,000 feet in elevation. So it's a pretty big hike. Yeah. So
are you going often hiking, or?
Actually Matt was here last week and we went hiking. Since living in Maine, I have a lot of access to a lot of trails and hikes. I live near a lot of mountains. So it's pretty cool. I love hiking. It's one of my favorites. I think you love hiking too. I always see you in
I love it. Hiking. I love it. It's here in northern Italy. It's South Tyrol where I live. We have a lot of mountains, and it's different. Like I think we live like I kind of live in valley between 2 mountains, and it's Dolomites they're famous mountains all over here, and it's kind of within 1 hour. I think we have you can find everything. Like it's amazing place where I do live. Like we have Venezia is pretty close. It's a big city. Like you have cities within 1 or 2 hour drive. I'm in big cities like Venezia, Innsbruck, Milano is not far away either. Verona. Wow. And we have all kind of mountains. Like you have. I go every week. Every Sunday with family. That's my hiking day, and my way to relax and to leave everything away, like social media, getting some activity done, and fresh air. So that's what I love to do.
It's my favorite thing to do, like you said, like on the weekend. I love taking my downtime and going getting some fresh air in the mountains. Nothing better.
Yeah, no, that's if you have possibility, because that was for me in the beginning, like when I came, I come originally from Finland. We don't have any mountains. I never went hiking, and it was like a little bit when you were younger, I think like it's kind of boring, like just walking and walking. I had a mindset that walking is not even exercise, that it doesn't why to even do it, because it doesn't bring
Right.
anything like that. I was athlete, and it workout need to be that you have to be exhausted after, right?
Yeah.
And that was for me was a big thing. Like that walking, it's for nothing. Now older you get, more experience you have. Walking is actually, I think I'm in better shape now than when I used to train professionally, because of I walk so much and go so much hiking, because then you are improving that your endurance, and those are like but more you do things, more you learn, you get you start to improve
Right.
things, and walking is it's so underestimated still, and that's something like if what I work with the people, like it's some habit. If for some people they try to lose weight, for example, it's a common thing for those things, for those people they have who are able to maintain their lost weight, they have built the habit of walking.
Yeah. Walking is amazing. I love, yeah. Everyone should be walking if they can.
Yeah, no, walking is something. So what else are you doing? What kind of sports you are enjoying? Like you do strength training. How often do you strength train?
Yeah, I strength train 4 days a week, like 6 in the morning Fridays. So I am doing like, I have a friend who's a coach that I'm
Mhm.
just doing what he's telling me to do. So we're
Mhm.
doing, a different program every like, I'd say 5 to 6 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And this is more of like a bodybuilding style
Uh-huh.
programming that he's having me do, which I've never done before. So
Uh-huh.
this is quite interesting. And also I'm using cables. I've never really used cables.
Mhm.
So I'm actually seeing some of my body change more than I did before by doing these exercises. So it's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's what I'm doing these days. And I'm doing, I walk and I hike. So those are my go-tos.
Yeah. No, I love it, because that's how I have never either. That was for me was a big thing to change like my workouts. I did some strength training. I did a lot of with the body weight stuff using resistance bands. But
Hmm.
now from May, like it's now 10 months, 11 months ago, I decided I had an almost decade break from strength training. Like I used to strength train a lot when I was playing ice hockey professionally,
Hmm.
and then when I retired, I had enough. I didn't want to do anything, and then it
Yeah.
took like a long time. I did a lot of like a cardio, body weight stuff, some kind of resistance training, but not with the weights. And now I started in May last year, and now I have
Hmm.
been actually doing all kind of programs. I love it. Like if you go, I go for a month, like kind of bodybuilding style. You focus maybe next 3 months. I think I did on my performance, like doing like some athletic performance, then going again for like aesthetic goals, like a kind of bodybuilding style. Then next
Hmm.
month you are training like for now I'm doing like kind of it's kind of strongman or a kind of
Oh, nice.
different kind of completely different programs what I
Yeah.
wrote, and it's that's making it so much more it makes so much fun when you
Yeah.
work out with you have kind of different goals. You have like like you said, you are bodybuilding, you are starting to see results, and like what I love it, like I make it always for 3 months. You have different goals, you have different phases what you are doing, and then
Hmm.
for next month you change again, or next 3 months you focus on this, and that's it makes it so kind of interesting instead of doing
Yeah.
like kind of all the time same things.
Absolutely. I agree.
Awesome. That's that's I think our time is done. Was a pleasure. So Beth, tell
That
me,
hour went
that
fast.
went so fast. I think we could keep
Oh my
going
goodness, that was fun, right?
another hour. But tell a little bit where to find you. You have a huge following in TikTok. What is your handle? Where to find you? You have a podcast. Tell everything where to find you and how to, if somebody wants to work with you, how to find you.
So you can find me for coaching at BethFerracoFitness.com. I'm on Instagram at BethFerracoFitness, obviously TikTok, BethFerracoFitness. I have a podcast with Matt Vandelar called Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt. And then on Friday, we are launching a Patreon. So you can find us on Patreon at Cut the Crap Pod as well. So there you go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to chat with you soon again.
Yes, we'll talk soon. Have an amazing night.
Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.
Bye.